All right, let's dive into a really fascinating shift that's happening right under our noses. It's a huge change in how we all connect online, a movement people are starting to call the Great Social Media Retreat. But first, let me ask you something. Does scrolling through your feeds ever just leave you feeling, I don't know, more disconnected than connected? Maybe more exhausted than energized? If you've ever felt that your social media has become weirdly antisocial, well, you are definitely not alone. That exact feeling is what's driving this entire shift. You see, for years, the main game in town has been what we can call the town square. We're talking about the big ones, right? Instagram, X, TikTok. These are platforms built for broadcasting, for basically shouting your message out to this huge, open, and honestly often indifferent audience. It's been the default way to be social online for over a decade.
But that's all changing. We're now seeing what's being called the Great Social Media Retreat, and this is especially true for younger generations who are actively moving away from these public town squares. But here's the really key thing to understand about this.
This isn't people just quitting the internet or ditching digital connection altogether. Not even close. What it is a very specific rejection of the sheer scale of these platforms, the constant pressure to perform, and all the anxiety that comes with broadcasting your life to the entire world.
So, what went wrong? I mean, why is this town square model causing so much burnout? Let's break it down. We're going to diagnose the noise and get right to the core of why these platforms just aren't working for us anymore.
It really comes down to three big problems. First, you've got algorithmic overload. I mean, your feed isn't really about your friends anymore, is it? It's just this endless stream of stuff from strangers and ads, all designed to keep you scrolling, not connecting. Second, there's the performance culture. This is that crazy pressure to build a perfect personal brand where every single post feels like you're on stage. And finally, a total lack of privacy, where anything you say can be screenshotted, judged by millions, and live on forever. And this quote it absolutely nails the central problem. The town squares became too much about public performance and not nearly enough about actual human relationships. The social part kind of got lost in the media part. But here's the cool part. As people back away from all that noise, they aren't just logging off. They're finding a much better way to connect. And that's leading to the rise of what we're calling digital campfires. So what exactly is a digital campfire? Well, think of it as the complete opposite of the town square. It's a smaller, often private community that's built around a very specific shared interest. The whole point is authentic connection and a sense of belonging, which completely takes away that pressure to perform for a crowd. Now, this table just lays out the difference so clearly. Just look at this. The vibe of the town square is noisy and impersonal, while the campfire is intimate and high trust. The goal switches from showing off to actually belonging, and you're no longer talking to a massive, indifferent audience, you're sharing with a small, super passionate group. And the metrics? Forget vanity stuff like likes and followers. It's all about real engagement and connection.
So let's dig into what makes these campfires feel so good. For starters, they are laser-focused on niche interests, which naturally brings passionate people together. That creates a high level of trust and safety, where you can actually be yourself. The communication is usually real-time and pretty low stakes. Think more like a group chat, less like a permanent publication. And all of this means that being authentic is what's valued, not putting on a performance.
Okay, so this is a massive shift in how people behave online. So what in the world does this mean for brands or creators or really anyone trying to build an audience? Well, it means the old strategy is pretty much dead. It's time to go from broadcasting to community building.
And let's be real for a second. The old playbook of just trying to shout louder than everyone else in the town square, buying ads, chasing viral hits, it just doesn't work anymore if you want to build deep, genuine loyalty. It especially doesn't work with younger audiences.
So what's the new playbook? First, stop thinking like a broadcaster and start being a community builder. Nurture your own campfire. Second, invest in being useful. Create content that actually helps or entertains that niche group, not just stuff designed to go viral. And third, and this is a big one, engage authentically. We're talking real humans having real conversations, not a bunch of marketing bots. And that brings us to what might be the most powerful idea in this entire shift. It's one thing to find and join these campfires, but the real future, the real opportunity, is in building and actually owning your own. So why is ownership such a big deal? Because building your community on someone else's platform is like building your dream house on rented land. It's just so risky. The algorithm can change overnight and completely wipe out your reach. The platform's rules can change. You are just not in control.
But when you own your campfire, oh, the whole game changes. You own the data. And, way more importantly, you own the direct relationships with your members. You get to set the rules to make sure it's a positive space. You can cut out all the noise and drama of the town square and even design the whole thing specifically for your community's passion. It's like creating the perfect custom-built home for your people.
And that really brings us full circle to the core takeaway of this whole explainer. The future isn't about finding a bigger, louder megaphone to shout from the town square. It's all about creating and nurturing these quieter, more meaningful shared spaces that are built for real human connection.
And so, that leaves us with one final question to think about. In this new world, the most important thing isn't the size of your audience, it's the strength of your community. So the real question is, what campfire will you build?